What's going on, everybody? We are back with week 2. You know what this means? It's another episode of Let's Hoop. We got another packed show for you tonight. We got some special guests. We got some breaking news. Listen, it's going to be a crazy one tonight, so don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with Let's Hoop. Hey, y'all just wanted to let us do what we do with that anyway. So listen, like we said, we are back with another episode of Let's Hoop. Week 2 was crazy, just like the first week. I love our league.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say it straight out. I love our
Yes.
league. We got some of the dopest players in the city. I don't care what nobody say. We got the dopest players in the city playing in this league. I mean, it is exciting every single week. Week 2 is just as hype as week 1. And as a matter of fact, y'all know what I always say. We ain't gonna talk about it. Let's just take a look at it. Let's look at the top 10 for this past week. So how you feel about them top 10s?
Man, I mean some good plays. So
Let's talk about them a little. Talk about
there's a little bit of discrepancy though.
what?
Cause I think your Red Hawks were like in the top 2.
Oh, here we go. Let's further this narrative of favoritism. Let's go ahead and further it. Bro, okay, so you telling me somebody getting dunked on is not a number 1?
I mean, it was
all right,
good.
then.
It was good.
It
was good, but
on.
that 3-pointer though.
But why was that 3? And 1, that wasn't a Red Hawk highlight. That was a Charger highlight.
It was.
1. 2, we know why that 3-pointer was where it was because that 3-pointer literally iced the game.
It did. Some say that should have been number 1.
Come on, man.
Some say that should have been number 1.
Man.
I'm just saying what the people say. That's all I'm saying. What do people say? What do people say?
Some can submit their judgments before this goes out. Some can do that. But anyway,
it's all good.
Yeah, it was a dope. Top 10 this week, and it kind of, like I said, I'm sorry, I gotta talk about one more. Where did Nick take off from?
Man, Pluto.
This dude's like that
Pluto.
one step in.
Man, it was nasty, bro.
It was nasty. All of them, though, like I said, like the top 10, it was dope per usual. But we got to get into some talk, man, because it's a lot to talk about this week, brother. it's a lot to get into. We're going to kick this one off hot. Let's talk about the Blazers and Black Ice from last week, because, we talked a lot of trash on last week's show about that. And
we did.
Got some backlash. And go ahead, I'll let you start with that. Blazers and Black Ice.
So last week, what did we say? well, we don't know how this is gonna be because they got blew out in the championship game. You know, it was like black ice. You know, it's gonna be a challenge for the Blazers. You said that the Blazers need to beat them by what, 20?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you said. And I'll be darned if they didn't go for it.
They did.
Hey, kudos to the Blazers. Josh, there was some stuff said that really wasn't said, but we ain't gonna go there. But 27, bro, like you had a point to prove. Hey, kudos to you. But I will stand by what I said. Without Gino, the game would be different. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So I'll tell you why.
Josh will give you 40 days.
It don't have anything to do with Josh. Josh did what Josh does. Josh is a good player.
Tell me why then, Mr. Atlas. Tell me why.
Defense, man. Defense and presence.
Mm-hmm.
Just his presence on the court and the defense that he played was spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Because of his presence, you know, he draws a lot of attention, and that opens up a lot of room for other players to, you know, do what they need to do. So it's not that I'm saying Gino has to score 30, has to score 40, or anything like that. But what I'm saying is he's a big piece of the team. And there's no, I'm not putting down any other player, but Gino is important to the team. That's all I'm saying.
I can agree. I can agree with you on that. But I'm going to go to the other side of the coin. Because I saw something for the first time that I have never seen since Black Ice has been in this organization. Because, well, first of all, let me say this. This is to take away nothing from what the Blazers did. Y'all wanted it. Y'all were hungry. And y'all honestly snatched it. Like, I mean, y'all's intensity was through the roof. But Black Ice, from the time that they have come into the league, Black Ice has always been a composed team. And if they ever had, like, you know, squabbles or anything like that, we never knew about it. But this was the first time I would say that Black Ice had a more open confrontation. And it's like they kind of fell apart inward, but it was more public. Like we were actually able to see the visible frustration between players and coach. Like we were just able to see that. And we've never seen that before with Black Ice since they've been in the league. They've always been composed. They've always been this, that, and third. And so I think that also played a role in what happened because it was just like it just felt like they were on different pages, and you know you got guys that were not with them last year, so they're having to learn how Black Ice, you know, runs everything, and how Black Ice, how their system is, how it runs, what their options are, who's option one, who's option two, like you know, like they're having to learn all that. And I think for the first time, it was one of those situations where they had to like it was an outward. It was an outward explosion more so than whatever happened with the
Yep, I saw it with, especially with Rodney. Like I saw a little thing that went on the bench with Rodney, and it was just like some back and forth. I was like, man, you know, so it's amazing what happens though when a team that's on the top starts losing. It's just amazing what happens.
Uh-oh.
You know, so all the composure and all the cuteness and all the we love you, man, and all of that stuff. I felt some animosity. I saw some things. I saw somebody try to dap somebody, like the coach for the Blazers tried to dap the coach for Black Ice. And he didn't give him no dap. So I don't know if he took it personally. Then they had a long meeting in the back room. I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. If the Black Ices, you know, got ice in their veins like they do. I'm just saying. Hey, poke the bear. That's my job.
But no, but all in all, though, I think that game lived up to every bit of the hype that we expected that it would. That was one of the better games this weekend. I mean, like I said, the anticipation was high. Like, who's going to take this win? Like, and the Blazers, they wanted it, and they took it. Kudos to the Blazers. Kudos to the Blazers. All right, so moving on. Because later on that evening, I remember last week, you know, the Titans, you know, there was some in the chat, and they were saying, you know, we're playing the Bulldogs, and there were comments like,
go ahead.
What
was the 2 words? Easy work. Easy. It's going to be easy work. That's what they said. The Bulldogs gave them a game without their big.
They did. They did. They said easy work.
Yeah, they said easy work. I'm just saying. Hey, we're just saying what you said.
So, but before we get into this, we actually have a special guest that
do.
we are going to bring in. So we are going to take a quick break, and we are going to bring in our special guest. We have Darius Backus, and he is going to be coming in. He's going to be talking on the Titans' behalf. So don't go nowhere. Stay locked right here on Let's Hoop. We'll be right back. We are back. Hey. Backus.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So we're gonna talk about this because we talked about last week you guys playing the Bulldogs and the word was easy work and it didn't seem so easy. Like y'all almost lost. So talk to us about that. What happened there? What happened with that? Talk to us about it.
And what happened was the Titans won, man. That's at the end of the day. That's all that matters. Easy work. I don't know where they came. I respect the Bulldogs. I respect everybody on the Bulldogs. Shout out to J-Ro and Nick for bringing the best out of that team in that game. But I mean, Titans were resilient. We fought back. We didn't give up.
Cool. So talk to me about, what was actually on the floor in that moment, like what some of the things that were happening, because like I said, it was a close game, man. That thing was a battle. It wasn't necessarily the easy work that it was portrayed to be. So like what went down on the court? Like what actually went down?
No, I mean, I give Bulldogs a lot of credit for the way they played. They came out intense. I think they took that easy work comment and statement to heart. They came out and showed that they weren't easy work, which they're not easy work, by the way. They got the right name for Bulldogs because they come ready to play. What was happening on the court was, it was really just basketball. Like, again, they came hungry, they came ready, they were playing defense. I know they were missing a player. They were missing some styles on the court, but I don't think that hurt them as much as they think, because that actually made them a lot faster on the court, a lot easier to switch on defense as well. Again, kudos to the Bulldogs. They played a really, really good game. But the Titans were resilient. I think we were down 10 points at one point. We actually had to fight and claw back into that game. Amari, I think he had a really good game. 29 points, 10 rebounds. We had some pretty clutch shots at the end of the game, but we just stayed on top of it to close it out. We held on tight, man.
Held on tight. No, y'all definitely did. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I was going to say, Amari, kudos to you. I think that's 2 games in a row with a double-double. I believe it's 2 games in a row with a double-double. So Amari with the 10 rebounds. So Darius, you said that them missing a player wouldn't have made a difference. You have Roy.
No. I didn't say it didn't make a difference. I said them missing a player didn't hurt them as much.
Oh, no, it hurt because when somebody's getting 10 rebounds and the way Amari was playing, that could have been reduced a lot by a big. They played you guys with small people. So I kind of disagree with you on that, sir.
Credit to Amari. He's been doing this since last season. Against anybody. It's not just small team.
Understandable. And I'm not trying to discredit Amari because Amari is a great player. I'm just telling you, I'm comparing apples to apples, man. I mean, if you have somebody in like Roy, it may be 1, 2, or 3 more rebounds that he missed that could have won him the game. So that's all I'm saying. I know you're supposed to be confident in your team, but this is a show. And I don't have to agree with everything you say. So it is what it is, brother.
Yeah, I mean, but again, at the end of the day, man, we can only play the 5 that's on the court. Unfortunately, Roy wasn't out there. I would have loved to play them with Roy on the team to see, maybe Amari did a couple more rebounds, possibly over him, but maybe next season.
So last question to you from me. So with that type of performance, do you think you can beat the Chargers?
We game plan differently for every team. So, our game plan for the Chargers might look a lot different. We expect everybody to perform well, and our goal is to beat the Chargers. So, y'all come out Sunday and see what we do.
All right. Any secrets to the game plan? Any secrets?
Yeah.
What you plan on doing?
Score more points.
Say what? Score more points. Okay. Yeah. I got you.
All right, Mr. Backus. Well, we appreciate you being on this show with us, sir. You're always welcome. You home. You one of the execs here in the company, so we appreciate having you as always. And yeah, man, just good luck to you guys on Sunday versus the Chargers. I know that's going to be a very interesting game.
Undefeated.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Got 2 teams,
undefeated,
both undefeated. There are 3 teams in the league that are currently undefeated right now, and 2 of them are playing each other on Sunday. So that's the narrative to watch for. That's what you got to come out and see. Who will be undefeated still after Sunday?
Good question.
Hey man, let's put ourselves. Let's go ahead and put ourselves out because they get when we make our. But I don't care. Let's do it. Who you got? Who you got? We got Chargers, Titans.
Chargers. Straight up. I got the Chargers, man. I love what the Titans are doing.
Hey man,
I'm happy for them.
Hey man, I want to see. I just want to see because we live and we interactive. I just want to see. All right, people that's watching, I want y'all to put in the chat real quick who y'all got. We want to see. We watching right now. We can see live. Y'all got like 30 seconds because we got to go to the next segment. But I want to see who y'all got. Put it in the chat. Who y'all got? Chargers, Titans. Backus, who you got? I'm just playing.
We already know who he got.
We already know who he got. All right.
He got the 5 that's in front of him.
All right. I don't see nobody yet.
Maybe we'll see some comments.
Yeah, but we'll see something later. So tell you what, we're going to go take a quick commercial and we're going to go to the next segment. We're going to come back and we're going to see what people. Oh, Real 2K, that's one. Chargers.
Somebody said Chargers.
1 Chargers.
1-0.
1-0.
Or 2-0, because I said. Who did you say?
Jerome Johnson got Titans.
Oh.
Okay.
Who you got? You didn't say who you had.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got to put you on the spot, too.
No, we forgot about that.
No.
We forgot about that. Hey, man.
Y'all just playing.
Yeah, that's why it's just like, I feel like it can go either way, but I'm gonna go Chargers, man. I'm gonna go Chargers. They're formidable, man. Not to say the Titans aren't, but
hey, Titans, I'll tell you this, man. We're going with Chargers. I mean, it might add that fuel to the fire like it did with the Blazers. Who knows?
Just saying.
You know what I'm saying?
To do that. But look, let's go to commercial because we want to get to these next topics because we ain't even done yet. It's some more stuff we got to talk about. So we're going to go to commercial and we will be right back with the next subject on Let's Move. So, next topic. Wolverines versus the Panthers. Now let's start with the Wolverines because I think this Panthers is going to segue really nice into something else. But the Wolverines, you were very, very hard on your team last show. Very, very hard on your team. What was the temperature going into this game, and how do you feel what you said last week had an effect on the win that you guys were able to get this week?
I believe the players listened, and they understood what was going on. We had practice. They understood that we didn't hustle. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. They understand we played timid, you know. So the game plan versus the Panthers was to do the exact opposite, you know, and actually drive the ball. And they listened very well, and they were very coachable. Kudos to you, Wolves. Appreciate you guys. We still got a lot of work to do, but I can say I'm proud of them. You know, I believe they turned over a new leaf, and you know, we got work to do. One game at a time. That's our goal this year is one game at a time. The Black Ice game was a beginning game, but I think we're gelling now. So, you know, we'll be all right, man.
So I think, and you kind of touched on it just a little bit, what I was wanting to get to, because I'm still looking for that Wolves precision.
Mm-hmm.
And you said we're starting to gel now. So is that what you feel? You feel like it's just a situation of you guys just need to gel? It's not really like, oh, we missing this person. Or we done that. No, it's just more so y'all just need time to gel.
We do need time to gel. And that's one thing about this season. And I do want to speak on this, you know, to all the players that are wanting trades. And this kind of might segue into something, but all the players that's wanting trades and stuff like that, you know, I just want you to consider that, you know, this is the first 2 games of the season. You know, if you're that good, make your team better. If you're that guy, make your team better. You know, it's 2 games. A lot of times in life, we want to run away from problems, and this is a problem that needs to be solved. You don't run away from problems that need to be solved. So just a little tidbit for you guys out there that's thinking about, oh, I want to be traded, or I don't like what's going on. You know, man up. You know what I'm saying? Get better yourself and make your team better. But anyway, you know, we're trying to do what we need to do in jail. You know, so that first loss hurt. It hurt a lot, you know. So, but I believe we took that pain and turned it into something positive for this game.
So let's talk about the Panthers. I guess I will start with the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
For me, and of course, this was their Coach Mo's first time with them.
Right.
But I still think they are looking for an identity.
Mm-hmm.
I still think they are looking for an offensive identity. I did see Chris Iverson.
Mm-hmm.
He went off in this last game, and he hit some clutch buckets in that last game. They kind of gave y'all a
little scare.
Gave y'all a little scare. Like
had to put some guys back in.
Yeah. He gave y'all roster. We see you over there, big facts. We see you. But yeah, gave y'all a little scare in that moment. So yeah, I don't know. I think they're still looking for an identity. I think they are still looking for. Like their rotations even. Like, for example, for the life of me, I don't understand why Mike still does not play.
He played about 30 seconds. He played.
I don't understand why he doesn't play. And I mean, and again.
And he scored.
But the thing about it is, I think one thing that I do feel is missing from the Panthers is that hustle and grit. And Mike, he may not do all the flashy things, but he does like the dirty work things that honestly help a team, you know, that spark.
Yeah.
But he still doesn't get PT. And so for me, it's just kind of like, and also they were missing Kobe Sunday too.
They were.
And that honestly was a big piece.
Yeah, it's a big piece.
Them missing Kobe is not a small thing.
No.
So I think that was a big piece as well. I do think they're going to come together. I do think that they are still a very formidable team in this league, and the talent that they have. Like I said, y'all's talent's crazy on the Panthers. Just like if you go top to bottom, like the talent is crazy. We just had another one come in, a vote for the Chargers. So
somebody said
Titans, another one for the Chargers.
Hey, let it fuel you.
So yeah, suspect. We see you, suspect.
Yep.
So yeah, like I mean, I really think the Panthers, they just really, they just got to figure some stuff out, man. But I think once they figure some stuff out, they'll be okay.
Can I say one thing about the Panthers?
Absolutely, yeah.
Vaughn.
Yeah.
Dude, I have to mention Vaughn, man.
Talk about it.
Vaughn. Dude, you are a rebounding, hustling player, dude. Like, I mean, you're the dude that's on the team that you want to be on your team because you don't want to play against it. I mean, even though the Panthers lost, it was like Vaughn was playing like it was his last game.
But he always does, though.
And that's why I have to give him credit, man. Vaughn, if you're watching, I have to give you credit, dude. I mean, so kudos to you. Keep pushing. Keep doing what you're doing. Bring that type of culture to every person on that team, and that team will turn around easily. I'm just saying. That's my tip.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So speaking of the Panthers,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Let's reset real quick. Let's level set real quick before we go into that because boy, once we go to this, we ain't coming back. So we're gonna take one more quick little moment to reset. I mean, this is gonna be a quick one, like a quick one, and we're gonna be right back because we got some breaking news. Something big hit the league today, and we gonna talk about it right here on Let's Go. See, told you it was gonna be quick. We ain't need a long time, just a quick reset. So today, breaking news: the Red Hawks acquired Jordan Adams from the Panthers. Now, we were talking about the Panthers and what they were going to be and this, that, and the third. So, so I think the Titans coach just chimed in.
Yeah.
And he's so we have another vote for the Titans. He's
from their coach.
From their coach,
he said they were going to red run.
They're gonna red run the Chargers.
Chargers, y'all hear that?
I heard that Chargers. Titans gonna red run the Chargers. All right, but anyway, yeah. So Red Hawks acquired Jordan Adams, and they traded Solomon Ray to the Panthers. I'm gonna let you talk about that first.
Why? That's all I gotta say is why. But I don't know. Maybe Jordan sees something in Solomon that he wanted. I don't know.
So hard right
now. You see this theme coming out of my head.
You're trying so hard.
I don't understand why. I'm not trying to put down Solomon at all, but it's just he's been on 5 different teams now, I believe. So something's just not working, and I'm not here to down any player individually. I'm just saying something's not working, and it hasn't worked for numerous teams. So I don't understand why you would make a trade for something that's not working from something that was working for you, because I do think Jordan actually played well for them, and it was a big that they needed. But, maybe he sees something I don't see. I don't know. I don't know. Why would you trade your big for him as a big when it hadn't worked out with the other teams? But we shall see. I mean, maybe he has, some magic dust that he can sprinkle on him, because I've seen Solomon actually be productive. And I've seen Solomon play, and maybe he was just in a situation where he wanted out. Then
I can confirm that. He was in a situation where he wanted out.
So, I mean, maybe Solomon's going to go over there and ball. I mean, who knows? But just on the surface, it was kind of a weird trade.
Gotcha. Well, you know what? We actually are going to bring in another guest to talk about it. We're actually going to bring in, because I ain't going to say nothing. I have nothing to say. I'm not going to say nothing. But, however, the coach of the Red Hawks, he is here with us. So we're going to just kind of, break real quick. Another real quick one. When we come back, Coach King from the Red Hawks will be with us to talk about this topic, to talk about this trade. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. All right, so we are back, and we are here with Coach King from the Red Hawks. Coach King, what's going on, sir?
Hey, guys. All things are going well, man. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we good, sir. We good. Mm-hmm. The league is like buzzing right now. I've been getting phone calls all day. So we're going to talk about this thing. So Jordan Adams for Solomon Ray. Talk to me about what you are looking forward to with acquiring Jordan, what you've seen from him so far, and what you're looking forward to, what he's going to bring to the Red Hawks.
Well, with the recent trade, for us to have the ability to trade a big, to pick up a big, was awesome for us. We know, he actually, brings. I mean, he's like one of the biggest players in our league. We see his athleticism. And one thing about it that we pulled, and one of the things even before the draft, I actually had an opportunity just to kind of meet and speak with Jordan, and he seems to have a demeanor of, hey, he'll do whatever is needed And that's always something that's very important when, and actually bringing a player on. You got to make sure that you feel that that they're going to mesh well with the team, that they're going to come in and play unselfish ball. And the one thing that I can tell you after the trade was actually put into play, and I knew it was finalized. I quickly put him into our group chat. I mean, the guys, vibed with him so well just immediately. But the only thing he kept saying is that I'm coming in to do whatever I need to do to help you guys win. That right there was when I know he's a talented guy, but I just feel that with him coming onto our team, he'll know, just by looking at the style of play, and with him being a big, that is one of the major parts of our style of play. So I feel he's going to just fit in seamlessly.
So Willie, quick question about that. Well, two things. The first question is, what did Solomon like? What is the difference between him and Solomon? Was it that Solomon didn't really fit into the game plan, or was he not a team player? Because this guy, I'm just asking questions so everyone would know. Because he is a big guy. Solomon is what is he, 6'10"? Something like that. He's actually athletic. I've seen him be productive before. So that's number one. What kind of the difference, and why didn't Solomon fit in your game plan? And number two, how do you think Jordan will fit with Elias Glass on your team?
Okay, well let's start with Jordan. Not Jordan. I'm sorry. Let me start with Solomon. The first topic. One thing that I want to first say is I think Solomon is one of the most talented players in our league. I think Solomon is one of the most athletic, and he has the ability to be great. I want to put that out there first and make sure that I say that, because that was a reason why we were willing to actually put forth to actually trade for him. And I wish him well in whatever his endeavors as far as what he's trying to do in the league. One of the things is that he's going to have to be able to buy in to wherever team that he goes to. You can have a certain vision for you as a player, but your vision has to fit the vision of the team. So wherein you may be able to do different things, but depending on how the other team is built, you've got to be able to fit into whatever your role is. And that's one of the major things that he's going to have to kind of recognize when going over and doing certain things. With certain teams, if you're big and you're the biggest guy on the court, rebounding is great. But then also you got to realize, even when positioning on offense, all these little different things. The major thing for him is buy-in. With the other team, who knows, maybe with the style he wants to play may fit with what they're doing. But depending on who you're going to, you've got to understand that, hey, I may not need you outside shooting threes. I may need you, and even if you hit it, I may not need you outside shooting threes. I really need you playing down in the post because you're our biggest player. So it's a reason why you're playing in the post. If you're playing down in the post, also it gives us the ability to rebound misses, to cause guys to suppress inside, so that you allow your other players on the outside to kick out, so that you don't clutter the outside perimeter by being on the outside while with the other guards. So it's just about buy-in. I wish him well in whatever he would with this new team, and hopefully again they can mesh, because it's about chemistry and meshing your team so that you can maximize the talent of the player. And I think you asked a question about what did I think that how Jordan would mesh with Elias. I feel like it's going to be seamless, because one of the things that always I'm sorry.
I'm just going to address the comment that came up while we just tried to get Solomon. Yeah, y'all got outbid, brother. That's all I can say. Y'all got outbid enough. Yeah,
we had people shooting some things across the board as far as what offers are, and definitely was listening to it. And I'll be sincere. There was a trade offer that was put out there that was actually I was looking at very intensely and was close to doing it. There was one other piece that I needed to make it happen, but I mean, in all real reality, I understood why the coach didn't do it. It logistically, it just didn't really kind of make sense. So I still was kind of like looking at the possibility of taking that, but when the Panthers presented what they presented, it was a no-brainer. So it was an easy choice on our end to do that because, each team needs to make sure that they have viable bench players, because you lose guys to injury. You lose guys, again, to foul trouble. And then I have someone else to help sharpen the other players. And one of the things that I've told all the players on my team, I'm like, hey, you may be starting this week, but if some guys beat you out in practice, and we should be pulling for each other. If one guy beats you out, that's why we want to compete. So if they beat you out, hey, get on the floor. That's how you keep the competition going and guys stay sharp. So, and that's why I like that my players understand that.
So back to your point, he asked about Glass, and then we got to go ahead and close this segment out. Right. But he asked about Glass and just how you feel that Jordan and Glass will work together.
Hey, twin. Look, I love the idea of if I might be too old talking about this, but when you had the Colonel, who was that? Samson and
Admiral.
And the Admiral. Thank you. I'll call him the Colonel, but Colonel Sanders. But yeah, I may be too old for some of the guys that we're talking about out there, but I mean, I feel like they're going to fit in because the thing about it is, both of those guys are unselfish players. They don't demand the ball and demand I got to get 15, 20 shots a game. So they're going to work together. And there'll be sometimes when I'll be on the floor together, sometimes they won't, but I just love the ability that we have, the flexibility to do that. And I love the rim protection.
Awesome. Well, Coach, we're going to talk about one last thing with you, and we got to close this out and go to our next segment. But real quick, can you just give us your overview of the game with the Chargers and how you felt the team performed? How the game got out of control, but the team was able to fight back, and just walk us through that game just a little bit before we close out. Yeah.
And actually the game with the Chargers, it's one thing that actually I've been talking to my team about even from the last game. We've had very slow starts. And I was telling the guys, when we started out that game, we scored 12 points in 14 minutes. We didn't even want averaging a point a minute. It was like we got our 15th point probably 5 minutes into the second half. So I understood why we were down. We probably shot maybe like 15% from the field, and we missed 4 out of 6 free throws. But at halftime, we were only down by 10. So, my thing is I can appreciate the guys fighting back because we you're going to always have adversity. But for all of that adversity of being down by 19 points, to be realistically, I got to give Khalil props, from the Chargers. And I made sure I told him after that game, after Elias dunked and we got within 1 point, I really truly believe if he didn't hit that 3, that could have been a landslide. Mm-hmm. He basically shifted that game and he took that shot and didn't even think about it. Mm-hmm. And then he turned around. I think he scored on the next time down. We were still within range, and then he hit. And
Baker actually scored that next point. He got a 3-point play.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So they made big plays at a big stretch in the game, and those last 3 possessions that they had. I mean, all you can do is give them props. It's about execution and making shots in the end. But man, I am so proud of my team. Because we could have easily laid down after getting down by 19. And one thing I told them afterwards is that, you know what? I appreciate the fight that they had and making them earn that win. I guarantee you that they gained the respect of the Chargers from what they were able to do by coming back like that.
Yeah. True. Yeah, no, totally agree. Well, thank you, Coach King. We appreciate you being here with us. We appreciate, look, you my coach, so, appreciate you, it's all love. We made a good move today, so I'm proud of that. But thank you, guys. We are going to go to our next segment. We are going to talk about the Panthers. No, I'm sorry. We're not going to talk about the Panthers. We talked about the Panthers already. We're going to talk about global impact, and we're going to talk about the Savages. And we're not going to go to commercial. We're going to talk about it right now. So, global impact and the Savages. Talk to me about that. So I got some thoughts, but I'm going to let you go first.
So I'm gonna say one thing that was said to me. It was said to me, so I have to say it.
Okay.
By one of the players, because you're their coach. So his name is TJ. TJ said that we have easy work on the schedule right now. I'm probably gonna sit the second half. Because we're gonna be global. It's gonna be easy. I gotta give you the eye because Global gave them pretty much all they can handle, and I think they went into the game with the mentality that Global was just gonna lay down, And I gotta give a shout out to Cam.
Mm-hmm.
Cam came in, man, and he was doing stuff I ain't seen him do in a long time.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna shout out Cam. You got a little bit left in the tank, bro.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking. I'm like, okay, you be trying to act like you old and retired, but you got some more in the tank, bro.
Yeah. So, but I mean, Savages like they kind of always do, man. This, Savages is one of those teams that they're gritty. So they kind of turned that light bulb on. Was like, oh man, let's go ahead and win this. This is a well put together team. So
to your point, real quick, and I want you to continue. I was going to their gritty point. So in having a conversation with one of the players after this game was over, they said, "Hey man, people say we a gritty team, we a scrappy team, but I'm tired of us being scrappy. I want us to play the way we know we should play, and just beat teams the way we need to beat them. So we ain't gotta be scrappy and fight back, or we ain't gotta be scrappy and just barely pull out the win. We can just win like we supposed to." I'm like,
it didn't happen.
It didn't happen, but I was happy to hear that though, because I definitely felt like, and this is again, no knock on Global Impact, but I did feel like the Savages, just in the way that I know they normally offensively perform, I felt like they underperformed. I felt like it was just kind of like, we kind of sleptwalk into this game, and it's just like, but we know we're gonna be all right. But no. And Global was like, yeah, all right. Play with us if you want to.
If you want to.
Amari beat you.
Hey man, Amari is kind of like the other Amari in the sense that he's a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
I'm gonna let him carve his own lane. He can. Amari is.
Hey,
he's tough.
Listen, man. What does he have in his shoes?
Oh.
Like, does he have springs or something in his shoes?
He another jump out the gym.
I mean, oh my goodness, man.
And they're still missing Barlow too, though. And I think that's another thing. That was their number one. That was their first pick, so
that's a piece.
They're missing Barlow too.
But Savages, just based off what you were saying, scrappy doesn't necessarily mean bad. When I say scrappy, it's just one of those things to where you're a team that has the grit and knows what to do to win in situations. It's not a bad thing to have, especially when you get to the team that you consider more formidable and the games are closer. I think being scrappy, being a hustle team is actually a good thing in that sense, because it's just like it's a heart thing. I think their hearts are huge. Like the Grinch has heart went big when he his heart got big and stuff like that. I think that's how the Savages' heart is. So it's I'm not downing you when I say scrappy, but I do understand what they're saying. It's like, hey man, we should win this one by 15. We should win this one by 10. We should win this one by. I understand that. So, but Global, I mean, they played a heck of a game, man. I mean, that was very close.
It was very, very close. And I mean, the ball bounces one or two different directions. I mean,
it's a different ball game.
It could be a different ball game. So yeah, I definitely. But again, I'm also in the space of, like I said, you don't play around. You don't sleepwalk into a game because anything can happen. And in some instances, it did, because the referees didn't swing our way in the first half, and it was frustrating to the team. It was a lot of early fouls. I mean, it's just like, that's why you can't leave a game in the hands of the referees. Like, you got to put a team away. So that way, if it is a little call here or there or whatever the case may be, then, you can kind of live through it. But to be honest with you, I'm not even going to lie to you. That's what happened. I'm going back a little bit to the Chargers and Redhawks. Because what happened was, at the beginning of that game, the calls were just not in the Redhawks' favor at all. Glass had 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes. And it was crazy.
That hurts.
But by the time it got to the end of the game, those calls at the end, because they let us back in it, the calls at the end is how we ended up being down 1 point before Khalil did what the superstar supposed to do. The game away. But to their point with this game with the Blazers, with the Global and the Savages, we can't sleepwalk at the games and things like that, because any team can win on any given night. Right. So it's not like it's just like, oh, I'm looking at this team on the schedule. Well, that's a W. All right, yeah, you can think that. So, but yeah, no, I think it was this whole week was. It was a great week of basketball. Like, if you are not watching SkyWest basketball games, you don't know what you're missing.
What are you doing?
Like, what are you doing on Friday and Sunday? Like, if you're not watching SkyWest basketball, what are you doing?
We here.
And so, with that being said, let's look at our matchups next week before we get out of here, because we're going to close this out.
One thing before we go there. So, I always have to go back to some of the things I said.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke about Quinn, and I spoke about Dip. When I dip, you dip, you dip. They actually showed up for the Blazers, man.
They got
pretty darn good on that second game. So I have to give props. You know, I'm gonna talk junk, but when you do stuff good, I gotta give props. I just wanted to put that tidbit in there because I know you guys be listening. But anyway, I digress.
All right, so next week's matchups. So first up on Friday night, we got Bulldogs and Savages. Don't sleepwalk Bulldogs. Savages. That's all I gotta say.
Hold on. Something about Rodney. Rodney still had 32, even on a bad night, which we all have.
I don't even know if I can say Rodney had a bad night, though. Is that a bad night?
Individually, no.
No. Nah, individually, no.
Hold on. Who is this, Joe?
Can't believe the Savages really thought it was going to be sweet. Never.
Ooh. Hold on. Is this like the comment? I like this.
We could do this right here,
man. Keep sending the man. Come on.
Keep talking to us.
Somebody said laugh out loud.
Somebody laughing. The kids central. We see you. We see y'all. Y'all keep talking to us. I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. So Bulldogs and Savages first. And then we got Global and the Wolves. Ooh, I know Suspect got that game marked on his calendar.
Yeah, but I think Global has a game marked too.
Yeah. Good Friday night basketball, so make sure you're watching. Then we go to Sunday and we got the Chargers and what was the final tally on this Chargers and Tigers?
Hold on, we got somebody else.
This TJ. It was sweet. We just made y'all feel good.
Ooh.
Hey. Wow, TJ. How do you really feel, TJ? Just let us know. How do you really feel?
Wow, I like this, man. Hold on.
The final count wasn't nowhere near.
No, the foul.
Oh, the foul count.
Yeah.
Read it fast. Foul count was nowhere near saying, hey, you know what? I might have to let y'all hash that out in the inbox. Yeah. So, Black Ice and the Panthers after you guys are Global. And then to end out the weekend, we have the Red Hawks and the
Blazers. How you feel about that game? Against the Blazers.
Us versus the
Blazers?
Blazers?
Yeah, because it's Red Hawks Day. You know, first top two, then the trade.
Oh, whatever. Man, you go further in the narrative again, are we?
So it must be Red Hawks Day, so you know.
That game is March.
It's March. You don't want to add no fuel. It's not change things.
That's all I'm saying. We ain't got no time.
Blazers, what y'all got to say? Hey, somebody type something real quick.
We ain't got no time. Somebody type something real quick. Yeah, it's got to be real quick. Hold on. Take them. At the end of the day, Global walked away with the L. Take it on the chin.
Ooh, was that Cromer? That was Cromer talking.
Cromer. We should play every team twice. I promise it'll be a major difference.
Who is that?
That's Emmanuel.
Okay, because you know these names.
That is you, right? Roster Biggs, because you know y'all don't have y'all real names, so we guessing out here.
I guess y'all scared to put y'all's name on.
I think that's Emmanuel. Yeah, big facts. Yeah, that's Emmanuel.
Okay.
That's Emmanuel. But listen.
Hold on.
Hey, real quick. I missed a lot. Go Titans. that's coach. That's coach.
Somebody got to vote for the Titans.
Oh, we got another vote for the Titans.
It's George.
So it was 8-on-5, so of course you would say that.
Oh, so they're talking the refs?
They talking trash to each other back and forth. I like it though.
I see.
Y'all had the foul count in y'all favor. Don't blame it on that. Yeah, man, take that L. Hey, I think we should just add a segment called Trash Talk.
Trash Talk.
And just let them
it's
talk.
It's got to be at the end. It's got to be right at the end.
It's like, y'all, we really got to wrap this up because we're almost 50 minutes into this broadcast. It's crazy. And we don't want to hold y'all all night. But this is a lot of fun.
Say Black Ice.
Black Ice. What about Black Ice?
What about him?
What about Black Ice?
Slippery when wet.
Go Kenya stop chiming in. Go Titans. Go Titans.
Hey Kenya, stay healthy with your baby and stuff. Take care of her, okay? All right. Anyway, here we go.
Game of the year is going to be Chargers versus Tigers.
Hey man, so I will say I have somewhat of a photographic memory when it comes to these comments. I believe you do too. So we will be revisiting.
Jerome Johnson, you know Blazers on everything. All right, Rome. Kiana, I'm here to go Titans. I love it, y'all. Y'all talk to us. That's what I'm talking about.
My. That's what they say. Whoever did it.
Y'all know what's coming Sunday, Red Hawks. Yeah. Hey, I mean, I just really wish some of my Red Hawks would log on here and talk some trash.
I don't know, but they ain't saying that. Ain't nobody
because I can't. No, but see, the thing is, I can't talk much because I'm not really a Red Hawk. I'm the host of Let's Hoop right now.
Nah, you're Red Hawk too. Stop it. It's Red Hawk Day. Red Hawk Day.
No, it is
number one, number two.
Anyway, y'all, this has been a wonderful, phenomenal show. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Y'all talk to us, give us feedback, even in the comments. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this, let people know what we're doing. So as you guys do that, we can continue to grow and expand this league because we are taking over basketball. Yep, we said it here on Let's Hoop. We taking over basketball. Skywest Basketball will be a name. But we will see you all this weekend. Make sure y'all come out, buy some food, buy tickets, bring your families. It's going to be a crazy weekend. But till then, we'll see y'all on the next episode of Let's Hoop.